Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Tuesday, September the 25th, 2018. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning, we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro, and micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We do create multiple hypotheses. These are our trade plans. We do not know what the market's going to do. Therefore, we create trade plans based on who takes control and what type of day we're seeing, and then we wait for the market to open up, see who's taking control, and then execute the plan that best suits the market. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results in any trades that you see in Quantum Leap. Are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. So taking a look at yesterday. Yesterday, our main hypothesis was an open auction out of range. We were looking for a move up to test the range low from the prior day, then see initiative selling stepping in and rotating us down towards that 1920 area that we were talking about that had the naked VPOC and the naked close. That's basically what we got. We just didn't get as big a move up as we thought. And there was a little bit of a fake out because they put a double top in here before breaking back below the VWAP and taking out the overnight low. And then they found support and they came up and basically just went sideways, filling in the gap zone. Remember, the top of the gap was 18. The bottom of the gap was 1875. The top of the gap was the 3250. And basically, we just came back and spent a day trading inside the gap. We kept on pushing that 26, but we were unable to break back above it. And then we had the zipper measured move target that we put in at 2850. And then we had the cup and handle measured move that had us at 29.75 as the primary target. Both of those, as I said, were not session dependent, and that we'd likely go in the Globex and take out those targets. And of course, you can see that we have taken both of those targets out. Again, they came down, tested that 23.50, put in a weak low. Seem to be doing a lot of that weak low and weak high stuff. And then we just sort of drifted sideways, but once the European session opened up, they took us back up and went and hit that 28.50 and 29.75 targets, pushed through to the naked VPOC up here at 34.50, missed it by a tick, and then we went basically went sideways, and then just in the last 40 minutes, we've moved back down towards the range high from yesterday's RTH session, which is up at 29, and we're coming down to test that right now. Double distribution overnight. Inventory is about 70% net long, so we'll be looking for a balancing day. So let's first take a look at the news. 10 o'clock, we've got, 15 minutes. We've got house pricing index, the CS HPI composite. These aren't really big movers. We've got Red Book in 10 minutes. The big one today is going to be the CV Consumer Confidence and Richmond Manufacturing Index. 10:30, we've got the Dallas Fed Services revenue and Texas Services Sector Outlook. And then 11:30, the 4-week bill auction. 1 o'clock, we've got the 5-year note auction. And then we've got weekly crude coming in just after market close. The big thing, of course, is still headline news and everything that's going on with Rosenstein. He's supposed to meet with the president on Thursday. And then tomorrow, we've got the FOMC, of course. And we're likely to get a two-way traded day today unless we can break and hold above this 32.50. I'm looking for a rotational day above 32.50. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 34.50. I'm looking for continuation, and we still have that unequalized high up at 47 in the Globex, 46.50 in the RTH session. Each day, I like to start with a simple practice. I don't vary from it. I look at the macro and micro. I start with a monthly and move my time down through the different periodicities. What I'm looking for is where we are in the trend in each time frame and how strong is the trend. I'm looking for slope and separation, price paralleling the 9, just like we are on the monthly. Very strong trend. We don't even challenge the trend until we get back in the 2700s. Going to the weekly, same thing. Price is paralleling the 9 very nicely. Good slope, good separation. We don't challenge the trend until we get down to 28.88 area. So very strong on the weekly and the monthly. And on the daily, we came back, closed the technical gap, tested the 9 EMA, and now looks like we're getting continuation pattern. We don't violate or challenge the trend, I should say, until 1975, and we don't violate the trend until we get below the 2907 area. I'm actually using 2909 as my key line in the sand, and I'll show you why. Going to the 4 hour, you can see that we were below the 9 and the 20. We did put a FUBAR Mr. Sneaky in, and we've taken the market back up, and we're trying to get back above the 20, and we just failed to hold, and we're coming back to test the 9 from above and retest the high from yesterday at the 29s and see if we can hold outside of yesterday's range. Going to the 30-minute, we're testing the 9 right now. A test of the 20 will take us down into yesterday's range. So got some possible shift if we get back inside of the prior day range, with a possibility of rotating back down into the 25 and inside of the value area. A little bit of a double distribution yesterday. Taking a look at the structure, you can see that we created a balance from the breakout day from the prior balance and going sideways, and created value at the 28.94. We accepted that value, came up, accepted value higher in around the 12 area, 29.12 area, and then we broke out, gapped up, went and put new all-time highs in. Again, these are unadjusted once again, and that will likely get tested at some point in time. Tried to hold value up here at 37, failed to hold, and we broke down with a gap down yesterday, and now we're going to gap up above yesterday. This gap zone has been fully repaired, so that will come off the charts, and if we can get back above that 32.50, looking for a move back up into balance at 36.75 and a push up into adjusting that unadjusted all-time high. Below 23.25, likely going to make the bigger move back to test that 9 area and back down to where we accepted value down here at the 29.12 area. I need to just make that slight adjustment. And I'm going to shift this down into 32. So in terms of hypotheses, I'm looking for an open auction just in range or just out of range but outside of value. I'm looking for responsive selling into the range, coming down and traversing the value area if we get inside of it. But I'm looking for basing pattern here and start to base and start walking our way back up. And I'm looking for a close up here in the 32 to 34 area coming into Fed tomorrow. That is hypo 1. Equally weighted because of the weakness that we saw yesterday and the violating of the one-time framing up. I'm looking for an open auction just out of range or just inside of range, but outside of value. I'm looking for a move up into the 32 to 34, find sellers, rotate us down, come back inside of yesterday and chop and go sideways down here in that gap and just filling in that gap zone a little bit further. And I can take this mid at the gap off because it doesn't matter anymore. I'm using 23.50 as my over-under line. You could use 26, but I'm looking for a possibility of a bounce off of this 23.50 where we found support last night. Hypo 3 is a gap and go day, and failure to come in and close the naked close. Our close was 25.75, settlement was 25.50. I'm looking for that to remain open, and I'm looking for a continuation up into the 46.47 and new all-time highs. Our daily ATR is running at 20.08. That's the full session 20 period daily. So our range capabilities for the day is down to the 14 level and up to the 43.50. Above that, I'm looking for a trend type scenario. So Hypo 3, a gap and go day with initiative buyers taking control early, failure to get into the value from yesterday, taking us up into equalizing those all-time highs and new all-time high. Hypo 4 is a breakdown day, open auction, just in range or just out of range, but outside of value. Responsive selling into value, coming down, taking a trip through the value, and then chopping between the 1875 and the 21 area, and then failing and pushing down and coming back down into the 2912 balance with a possible late day probe down into the 09, but expecting to close down here back into this balance area and coming into the Fed back inside balance. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of my hypotheses. Going over to gold. Well, gold just doesn't want to break out yet. We're testing both sides of this value. We are compressing. The value is getting tighter and tighter. The rotations are getting tighter, and we're still holding the 1200 area. I'm still looking for a break above the 14 area and a push up into the 19 to 21 area, and then if we can get above 25, up into 33. If we break the fractal low here at 92.7, I'm looking for a push down into the 89 area, and then anything below that, I'm looking for the next leg down into the 1155. So that's what I'm looking at in gold. That's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.